Good morning out there. How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. I just got a bunch of stuff done. We are preparing this area in our lower level for this infrared thing, this red light thing to come this week. So I just did a lot of moving totes and going through stuff. I found a tote with all my stuff from my business for so many years. My appointment books, old school. I didn't do anything electronically, like I had an old school appointment book, week at a glance type thing. I always did that. And my tax records and all that stuff. I guess it's been enough years I can get rid of that stuff. So that was cool to find that. Like that whole tote can go now. So that was kind of funny. I found this and I'm going to open it. Beasley. No, you come up here. Go here. This is all bubble wrapped. And I only know one thing because I could see it through the bubble wrap, but I thought it'd be fun to open it with you guys. Let's see what's in this little treasure trove. There's totes down there with so much crap in them, but this was one that I thought I would open. Oh, this is my fascial dance CD. I used to teach this class to my MFR community, 1 through 60. It was a 90-minute routine of movement. And these are all my songs. So, wow, that's cool to find that. I could teach that again in a moment's notice. I would know. I spent me years to create that playlist and to create that experience. Oh, here's a blank frame. That's kind of cute. We'll have to find a picture to put in that. Are you growling at me? As soon as I start talking, he gets, where's your toy? Where's your toy? He was barking at nothing today outside. So that's cute. It's got some texture to it. I told Lillian, she's doing all this photography stuff, to get us a photograph for another frame. So I'll do that with this one too. And she got the cutest little photograph of this little stinker as a puppy. Look at this, you guys. Oh my God, I'm so glad I found this. Look at that. That's me. Look at that good Santa. Isn't he a good one? Hang on if you could see that. Yeah, that's me. But Beasley, where's your bone? Hey, where's your bone? But when I look at this picture, I see the sadness in my face because our mother was sick and dying, preparing to leave this earth. And then look at this one. That's my sister and me. Oh, getting too much glare. I had black hair when my first head of hair was black, then it turned blonde. But look at my sister. How cute. That was our Christmas card. Greetings from our house to your house. And that would have been in 1959, the Christmas of 1959, because I was just born. You stinker. He's pushing the laptop. Come sit with Mama. Come here. Come sit with me. That was a good find. That was a really good find. I'm excited to put something in this frame and find a place for it. And my fascial dance routine. I'd wondered where that went. I thought that was gone to the wayside. Lots of good music. I used to listen to songs and see what they inspired in terms of movement, and then create a whole movement experience around each song, 16 different songs doing that. And everything had a progression. Anyway, I did that for years up in Sedona and other places too. I taught that. I don't know if I told you guys, I did training in NIA. I got a certification as a NIA instructor. As soon as I'm talking, he's chewing on everything. Beasley, come up, sit with me. Come on. Okay, here he is. I'll give him, here he is. I don't have a scrunchie for him to go for, but he might go for this hair clip. And then I found this. My sister made this. It's not dated. Isn't that cool? Shells. She was always getting us into crafts. Look at him. Look how interested he is in that. Maybe he's feeling Cindy's energy with that. It's just a bunch of old shells. She got us into like decoupage and wood burning. And I have one other she had done a wood burning into it, like in collecting shells on the beach in the summer and then making these plaques. So I'm going to find a place for that. I think in our bathroom, our remodeled bathroom. I'm going to also do a little Trader Joe show and tell for you guys because I did that yesterday. And what did I find in this? Oh, this was funny. This right here, I'm like, what was that? It looks familiar. This was the program for my first wedding. There it is. And a friend of mine made that for me with everybody. What cracks me up is my cousin was the, what does it say? Kleenex attendant. I have her down for Kleenex attendant. And then this is hilarious. On this and this stuff. And this old timey. Look at this. Who remembers glamour shots? That's me with my grandma. I was 32. And I took my grandma to get and my grandma was 91. Look at my grandma at 91. Look at her like all sexy. And they put those things around you. Look at the hair. So at 32, I mean, this was full big hair 80s. Yeah, that's funny. I wondered where these went. Crazy. I made my grandma go and do that with me. Glamour shots. Maybe I'll put that in that little frame. I think it's a little too big for it. That's hilarious. I don't think John has even seen that. So, all right, now I'm going to go into my Trader Joe's, and then I'm going to tell you about my fantastic experience down at Longwood Gardens at that class. Wow, was that good? I can so recommend it to anybody interested in something like that. I'm going to put this where he's not going to chew. All right. Come on, Beasley Le Pew. This is our little game. We don't touch tongues, but we do the blah, blah, blah at each other. Yes, I'm going to pet you and just pet you all over so you'll not need to be chewing. So let me do my Trader Joe's. So after this thing, I found out where I was staying. There was like 3 miles away at Trader Joe's. So I went over there and I want to tell you guys about some stuff that I found. First of all, peonies. They have peonies there. I think there's 6 in a bunch. I still have them in the garage, so I need to do something with those today. They're in a perfect like marshmallow state, so they're going to last a while. And I think it was $12.99. That is so inexpensive because like if you were to order peony, I mean, you'd have to order them. I think they're coming from Alaska right now. They would be, I don't know where they're coming from, but they call them winter peonies. They would be $75 to $100 for a dozen peonies. You get a bunch of them for $12.99 at Trader Joe's. So I got some pink and white ones, and I decided I'm going on Monday because I'm teaching my class, the cornucopia class, to my ladies and my brother over in the retirement community, and I'm going to go back on Monday. And fingers crossed they still have them at another Trader Joe's, and I'm going to let everybody have one peony in their arrangement next week for their Thanksgiving arrangement, which will be spectacular. So they had those. So FYI, they have peonies. What I'm putting together, I'm going to go out in my yard and see if I can find some greens, like even some evergreen off of some, and see how that like contrasts with the peonies. Blah, blah. And I got some kind of ivory carnations. They're really pretty and old fashioned looking. And then some green little mini disc buds. So of course I will share whatever arrangement I make with those later today. I've just been doing other stuff. So I'll do that later this afternoon. So what else they had at Trader Joe's? Okay, to my girl. Okay, I have name finding issues. I'm old, okay, so don't take it personally, but whoever is, you really captivated me with your, like, you take in all these ferries to go to a Trader Joe's and you stock up for 3 weeks and your husband or partner or whatever eats those almonds. Just giving you a heads up, they still have them. They're transitioning from all their fall stuff, so everything's not pumpkin and maple anymore, to candy cane, peppermint, and all that. But they still have the maple brown butter almonds. So get them while they're there. I bought 4 bags because I'm gonna not only have them for myself, and nobody seems to be eating them in my home. So like I still have some from my last haul left. So I got some for gifts. Just stocking up ahead. I think I'm gonna send some to my cousin because I don't think she has tried these yet. This is a bit of a little trend of these, and they are good, but they're different. Cornbread, Beasley is interested. Cornbread crisps. They taste really good, and I got some pimento cheese. Yes, honey, doing the whole Southern cuisine thing. But they have how cornbread has like this graininess to it. They have that, and so for people that are like really into cornbread, that's been part of your culinary path. that's going to be familiar to you, that little grainy texture. John last night was like, I'm not so sure about that, but it's fine. The tastes are like sweet and salty. They're good. They taste like cornbread and a cracker. They're very crispy. What else? I got this because condensed portobello mushroom soup. Now I know why they're doing this. They had it on an end cap because they're encouraging people to use this in the green bean casserole for Thanksgiving. So they had it with like green bean stuff and the fried onions and stuff. But I thought this is just sort of a cool thing to have on hand. Portobello. Oh, and they've got the green bean casserole recipe on the side. But I don't know. I'll do something with that because I just came from the mushroom capital of at least the United States, if not the world, which I'll go back to when I talk about Longwood Gardens. It is the mushroom growing capital, at least of the United States. I got this bourbon vanilla bean paste. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And if any of you have any suggestions, but occasionally I run into a recipe that calls for vanilla bean paste. What? Come on. Come sit with Mom. He's just barky today. We'll go for a walk later, okay? But go find your toy. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but it was inexpensive and it's a pretty hefty jar. And it's under $10. So I got that. I also got some vanilla because I was out of vanilla and it's reasonable there. Vanilla has kind of gone sky high. This is kind of cool. I think I saw something online that inspired this, but spreadable creamy maple syrup. They call it organic maple butter. You know what I did with that this morning? I made a latte out of this. So I took my K-cup. Come on up. Beasley, why are you nipping at me? Come on. I put a teaspoon of it in my cup, and then I did my coffee on the espresso setting, and then I zhuzhed it with my little hand blender. Beasley, what? Where's your bone? It's because I've given him a couple treats in the last few minutes, and he's so funny how he nips at me with this. Where's your bone? Where's your bone? Go find your bone. Where's your bone? Good boy. So I did that with the hand blender and I whipped it up with the, espresso. Wasn't really, but if you have a better machine than me and can make an espresso, and then I put steamed and steamed milk and foam on top of it. And then I sprinkled cardamom on top of that. It was delicious. I probably would use a little bit more of that because I couldn't taste it that much, but it was like a really super fall drink. And I got these really cute little pumpkin cups. I got those for Lillian for her matcha. She's into matcha to do like the cold iced matcha and those little pumpkin. I'm looking forward to making her one of those this weekend. Pause for some coffee. Come here, boy. Where's your bone? He's just staring at me over the top of this computer like, what do you want? He doesn't want to go out because when he needs to go out, he just goes and stands by the front door. But he's been barking at stuff. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out. This morning, he was barking at the window with the closed shade. See, he's pushing this thing. He's not been like that until I've gotten on the computer. So this is Beasley. Stop. You should see he was like, with his nose. You want my full attention, but then I guarantee you as soon as I get off of this thing, he's just going to go to sleep and curl up in my lap. Okay, come here, boy. Come here. Come on around. Sit with me. The thing was closed. The shade was closed, and he was barking at it like there was something there. And I thought maybe there was. I thought he saw something like, hang on. I got to go find your bone. Hang on. Pause amongst yourselves. Come on. Let's find your bone. Oh, look what I found. Oh my God. You got a new toy. Look at this. It's a squeaker. Sorry, guys. This is my squeaker. Oh my word. Look what we've got. We've got a crazy looking chipmunk doing toothpick. Okay. Hopefully that'll keep him occupied. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so back to my Trader Joe's. Oh, so I raised the thing thinking he was barking at something out there. Could be like the propane guy or whatever. And he made this little sound that sounded exactly like he went, oh, like, oh, nobody's out there. Because I raised the thing and I'm like, nobody's out there. Barking. And I heard this little sound behind it and went, oh, it was so funny. Okay, on to my show and tell. Someone recommended these nuts about rosemary mix. I love rosemary. So have not busted into those yet, but don't they look good? Almonds, cashews, hazelnuts, and pecans with, excuse me, with rosemary. And then one final thing. Here I gave you a new toy. There you go. There you go. The final thing, I'm going to do this with Lillian this weekend. This cookie mix. I just thought it looked like fun. Everything cookie mix. And when they say everything, they mean it. Chocolate chunks, walnuts, oats, pretzels, caramel bits, coconut, and sea salt. So I sent her a picture of this and I said, we're going to make these this weekend. And hopefully our neighbors, I don't know what's going on with them, if they're still even over there, if they're out of the house yet or whatever, we'll bring them some cookies. So that's it. So I want to tell you, that's my haul. I got other stuff. Oh, I also got, oh my God. I don't know how I got it in my head. I probably was watching a movie or something where they were eating apple pie. And suddenly I was like, oh, I need some apple pie. And, like a few days ago. And then I saw one there. So I bought this. I like the crumb topping apple pie, the like streusel topping. So I got that. And he thinks he's going to get a treat over there. He's buttoned into the box over his. So we had it last night for dessert, and John's sitting there next to me going, do you want seconds? I'll go get it. And so we had 2 pieces each. It was so good. We were going to heat it and put butter pecan ice cream with it. And I'm like, nah, it's too much work. And so we just had it. That's the way to eat it, just room temp. It was perfect like that. I don't think it would have been as good. Look at his toy. He wants his toy. Come on, bring your toy over. Come on, bring it over. Come on, bring your toy over. Come on. Yeah, this apple crumble pie, really, really good and reasonable for a whole pie. So I'm going to make an apple pie this week inspired by that because I have all these apples. I think one of you recommended the Trader Joe's pie crust. And so I grabbed a package of that. So I'm not a good pie baker whatsoever, but I'm going to give it a whirl because I have this huge pile of apples that was given to me that I need to do something with. That's his toy. This tooth thing. You want your toy? Go get it. Where is it? Go get it. So I want to tell you about the class that I took at Longwood Gardens. It was so incredibly beyond my expectations. And, things are high quality there, but this was over the top. It was the class. There's a series. I didn't even know it was a series. I just thought it was this one class. Well, there's my arrangement right there. The series is called Art in Bloom. And it's all about being inspired by works of art in creating floral arrangements. So I just thought it was a one-shot deal, but it's a whole series. So I've signed up for the next one already. That is Claude Monet. I mean, come on, obviously. That's probably going to be the first pick when it comes to using art to inspire flower arrangements is Monet. Anyway, so this one was this artist. She pronounced it in the correct pronunciation. It spelled Rachel, but she's like Rachel with the and everything. Ruysch, Ruysch, who was from the late 1800s. And she did a whole presentation because this woman, she's a very interesting woman, this teacher. She's a master beekeeper. She's really into insects. She's into flowers. She's into art. She has studied this artist, I'm going to keep saying it like that, Rachel Ruysch, I'm just saying it in my own accent, for years and years. She's traveled internationally to study this woman and her art. And she was just so passionate about it and fascinating. One of the things that she said, which he's hitting my laptop again. One of the things that I thought was so interesting about, the history of this woman and this history of this time period of artists is that women were not allowed to paint anything outside. They were not allowed to paint anything except for flowers that they gathered and arranged and brought inside. So most of the female painters you see from that time period are painting composed flower arrangements that they made, which I thought was really interesting. Where's your toy? There it is. Go get it. And so I just thought it was really interesting. So she just pointed out all these just details about this woman's art and her, and showed us a variety of her paintings. Hey, you stop barking at me. Beasley, sit. He's now pulling it down. Beasley, hang on. Sit. Look at me. Sit. Sit. Hey, sit. 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 He is not minding me today. It's because I don't have a treat in my hand. Sit. Sit. Good boy. 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 Anyway, so one of the things that was a detail of her paintings was she included a lot of insects in her paintings, and you would have to look really close. She said you might see like a very tiny little filament of a thread and like a little insect dangling from that. You might see an ant crawling on a leaf. You might see the remnant of an ant having chewed on a leaf, or a bug having chewed on a leaf, or a little tiny caterpillar. You might see a lizard that's poised to strike at another insect. Come on, come on, come on. Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? That will redirect him. Where's Daddy? Wish you guys could see what he does. He's going to look for him. He's not here. Sorry for the interruptions. It is what it is having a puppy. So this presentation was like a PowerPoint presentation, which I thought was fascinating. We did not do, which I thought we were just going to do an arrangement based on one painting. No, we did this arrangement based on that body of work of that artist. She also had one that she had made, and she had made like a little photo booth that was all black fabric with her sitting in the middle of it. That when we were done, we could take our arrangement over there and take a picture in that photo booth and stage it with like grapes and bird's nests and things like that she brought, that we could stage our photo, because she also encouraged us to paint our arrangement later, which I thought was fascinating. So back in the 1800s, they're gathering flowers, making arrangements, painting them. And here 200 years later, plus, we are painting. No, we're arranging flowers from their painting, and then perhaps making a painting from our arrangements. That like is sort of it's not even a full circle, it's like an infinity sign. I just thought that was so cool, and I told her I was going to paint mine. So I'm going to try it. So I took a picture of it so I could do that, and I styled it with this still life with the grapes and stuff like that. So of course I'm going to try that. It was just so cool how it had all these different elements. And then she had made this little, oh shoot, I wish I had it to show you, but this little frame. I think I made a short of this experience, and you can see what I'm talking about if you go look at that short. A little frame that could either be worn as a lapel pin, which she was wearing on her jacket. This woman was dressed so cool. Her outfit, just top to bottom, was just so artsy and cool. I just loved it. And she looked like she was from another era, the vest and then the jacket and a velvet jacket and this pin. So you could wear it as a pin, but you could also like have like a little stand, so you could set it up like a little painting, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it like in my bathroom so I can keep reflecting in it. And she even had one of this artist's paintings inside that little frame. So she had taken copies of those paintings and shrunk them down, and this was going the extra mile to give that as just like a takeaway gift of this whole thing. We weren't using it in the arrangement. It was just for us to have. So cool. And it really gave me ideas about, just doing little extra things for people and how special that is. Then part of her presentation was talking about how this woman used a lot of insects, and particularly this one type of butterfly, red something, and it had the word red in it, and it had like red on part of the wing, that this was like a regular component of her paintings. And then she talked about how she actually used butterfly wings to imprint on her canvas so that she could then get it exactly correct of that butterfly. And there were so many just cool fun facts about this painter. And so she takes a print of this woman's, cuts out the butterfly, and makes us all a little butterfly that is literally pulled from the painting of this artist, and puts it on a thin wire for us to, at the very end, position in our arrangement. I mean, the attention to detail is unparalleled. I've never been to a class that had so much depth and richness of the story and just took you fully into the whole experience. I mean, I embraced it. I left there thinking, I'm going to follow this woman around like a little puppy dog and become her disciple. I mean, meaning whatever she teaches, I will be signing up for. And she is teaching another one in January. I'm just like, please to the gods, may this work out because it is coinciding with a Lillian gymnastics meet. But let me tell you what she's doing for this one in January. This is for the people that are like proximity to Longwood Gardens. You might want to think about this. It has a theme. I don't care about the theme. She's going to make anything interesting. This woman, this teacher. Her name, by the way, is Melissa Palmer. And she has a channel on YouTube. She has an Instagram channel. It looks like she's more active on Instagram, called Florum Flowers, Florum, Florum Flowers. Follow her if you're interested in flowers. Whenever I see her attached to any class, I'm going to say that. So this one that she's doing in January, she's having an artist custom make. You know how I have those 5-finger, they're called tulip ears vases? I have 2 of them. She's having everybody in the class get their own of that, custom made just for this class. And then she's having the artist put the date and the name of the class or something on the bottom so you can remember where you got it. I'm like, seriously? And that's going to become like the gift as part of the class. And I'm hoping if I could take it, I need to like nail John down tonight on like how he feels about me taking that. Because some of the meets he kind of prefers to go alone. That last one, you guys, was 5 hours. 5 hours. It literally took them 1 hour to move from the vault to the bars. I mean, 1 hour. We're waiting just to watch the next event. And then, of course, when it's all over, you got to wait for the medal ceremony. It's a lot. But, you do what you do for your kid. But he kind of prefers to go alone to some of these things. And I love being there. It's a big commitment. That's why we spend the night, because, like, it would be a 6-hour drive round trip minimum for us to go to any of them. And then the meet itself is lengthy. But he prefers to have like the daddy-daughter experience with her for some things, which is important. They have their own things and they always go to their same restaurant and, they just have they create their own little memories. And I don't know if that date is one of those. Pray for me because I really want to go to this class down there again with this teacher. And I'm hoping we would be designing in that 5-fingered vase because I have 2 of them, but I don't have the first clue about like really designing in them. I just throw tulips in them or whatever I have. I just throw flowers in them willy-nilly. They look beautiful, but I don't know what I'm doing. So that would be absolutely so cool. And to get another one, oh my God. So that was so fantastic. And it's also so cool, like, if you ever think about like you don't want to go to something like that by yourself, the majority of people are going by themselves, and you meet people there, and you interact with people, and you get inspired by other people. Like the woman to my right, I was very taken by how she did one section of her arrangement that, like, oh, that captures that style of that arranging. Just a tweak, just a very simple tweak, but it really spoke to me how she did that. So, you're having fun. You're in your own little world doing it because you're in your right brain little creative bubble, but you're also interacting after it's over. I walked around and oohed and awed over everybody else's, and then people are taking pictures of theirs, and, you might, offer to take somebody else's picture with it, so there's interaction. It's a social experience. But going by yourself is completely acceptable and easy to do with something like that if you've ever been thinking about that and that's been holding you back. So I've already signed up for the Monet one. I'm looking at the other one, and there's that. Then afterwards, there is this shop/restaurant that was around the corner from where I was staying. It'd be very nice. This overnight, you guys, was so elevated in so many ways, unexpectedly. Like, I stayed at a Marriott, but it was so nice. My hotel was so nice. My room was so nice. And, part of it is I like to bring my flower arrangement into my hotel room and then like enjoy it the rest of the evening, get up in the morning and have my coffee and, still be looking at it and, critiquing my work and stuff. Yeah, you can see it right there. See that tulip, and the tulips are continuing to grow out. It's a very different style of arranging, but I enjoyed it. Um, so there's this restaurant, if you're in this area, called Terrain. And it's also a shop. And it's like if there was a shop made for Katie Cool Lady, this is the shop. It's a garden store. They have outdoor, a big outdoor area, plants, everything like that. And a large indoor store that's garden, kitchen, bath stuff. So it's got largely garden oriented stuff, pots, vases, gardening supplies, but really nice stuff. And then they got a kitchen area that would have anything from linens to little gourmet edible items, to little gadgets and stuff like that. And then to a bath area that has soaps and then lots of candles. So you walk in and you're hit with the Christmas sense this time because they were transitioning over to Christmas. So I walked up and it was just like a Christmas wonderland, all the little lights. Like you might be able to buy like super specialty Christmas lights and stuff like that. They're very cool. And I only knew them from a catalog. And the one time I was down there, I think I was looking for a breakfast place, excuse me, and that showed up. You eat in a greenhouse, literal greenhouse. So it's like total garden themed. Um, and I found it and I was like, what? This catalog has a actual store and restaurant? Oh my God, you guys. So I went there. I cruised through the store really quickly because I thought I'm going to eat, then I'm going to shop. But I was so hungry. I just wanted to eat. I didn't want to waste much time in the store because I thought I'll get a candle. I saw this little flavored sugar thing I would get. And I ended up spending so much time in the restaurant. By the time I left, the store had closed. Oops. But that's okay. I didn't need more stuff. I just, it's fun to just browse. The food was so incredible. So I told my server, I had the exact same seat that I went last time when I ate by myself there. Like, why do I keep getting the same seat? She goes, you would be surprised of how many people tell me that like they get seated in the exact same seat that they were the last time they were there or the only other time they were there, which is the case for me, the only other time I was there. I told her, I said, I'm going to do like a 3-course and being 4 meal. So like, just bring them out, like, in order. And she goes, excellent choice. She said, you picked like the best things on the menu. Oh my God. So that area is the mushroom capital, at least of the United States. So there's so much mushroom stuff down there. In like Kennett Square, which is Longwood Gardens, I stayed, 15 minutes away from that. That's kind of a super Tony pricey area. So I stayed like a little bit further out and, get the more reasonable hotel. So, but pretty much any restaurant you're going to go is going to have mushroom stuff. So they had this mushroom soup. Oh my God. Like the best mushroom soup I've ever had, with something drizzled on the top and all this, the stoneware and everything, the spoon, everything's just so super cool. The bread comes in a little clay pot, like a flour. So it's like a little flour that's baked in a pot, in a clay flour pot. So I had that, and then I had these like barbecue spiced carrots that they had some sort of spread on the bottom and then the avocado on the top. So good. I could have stopped there, but I did not. But I took my time. I was in there over an hour and a half eating, but relaxing and just enjoying the ambiance. And it's such a vibe in there and all the little twinkling lights everywhere. And it's so relaxing and like I'm in a freaking greenhouse. And I really enjoyed it. And cute next to me, there was a man sitting next to me that he propped up his phone and his wife or girlfriend was on there. I really wasn't paying attention. I just glanced over and saw that because I'm like, who's he talking to? And she was like eating with him because he had her just propped up in front of him while he was eating and she was talking to him the whole time. Mr. has settled down now. Wish you could see him. Just plopped himself down on the floor sleeping. So what the next thing? Oh, and then I had scallops. And they were all so much for that. Had some sort of base. Oh, celery root puree. If you haven't ever had celery root, celeriac, oh my God, I love that flavor. And they had this, that's what sold me on it, the celery root puree, and then scallops, and then like these green beans with almond. It was so delicious. I really couldn't finish the green beans because I was getting so full. I didn't finish every one of those scallops. And then I wanted to get a dessert to go and then go. It was so early, it's like 6:30, but it feels like 10:30, because it's getting so dark. and I wanted to bring dessert back to my room, but they really didn't have anything that I wanted that would travel. And they had this basil creme brulee. I love to try things that like have a unique flavor that's woven into a ordinary normal dish. And I wish you could see him, his ears, like he stuck his finger in a light socket because he's getting the static electricity like that. Um, it was so good, this basil creme brulee. There's just no way you can make that to go. Oh my God, it was so good. And it was so worth it. And then I got this like tea to go with it. It was just so, so delicious, this meal. And I got this like tonic. And my server was so nice because it was sort of like a kind of like a health mocktail tonic thing. And it came with the soup and it was like sour, it was orange and lemon and ginger and turmeric but it had a very sour flavor. And it wasn't my favorite, but I was okay with it, but I just felt like it's probably something I really need to drink. But trying to drink that with the mushroom soup, and she's like, "Is that okay?" She came over and I'm like, she goes, "I can take it back and get something else." I'm like, "No, I do not like sending stuff back ever." Um, and I'm like, "No, it's just not going with the soup, but it'll probably go with the carrots." It kind of did, but I was just sitting there thinking I probably need to drink it for the health benefits, so I'll just sort of sip on it throughout the meal. I had a very nice glass of Chardonnay. I haven't had Chardonnay in months and months and months, and to have that with the scallops, mm, beautiful. So then I went back to my room, brought in my flowers, and just enjoyed my flowers in my room, and came back the next day after I went to Trader Joe's. I just, I cannot. That whole experience, if you're in that area, want to do something like that. The floral classes. I mean, this one though was over the top. I mean, it was just beyond anything that have taken before, other than the Team Flower conference I went to, but that was like a whole weekend thing. And in terms of I've taken many, many, many flower classes. And just in terms of the richness of the experience and all the extras and everything like that. I don't know how she packed all that into an hour and a half, but she did. And her enthusiasm was so contagious that, yeah, I'm gonna become one of her students and keep on top of when and where, because she lives in Pennsylvania too. So um, I'm going to follow her around like a puppy dog, like this one follows me around. This has been going on long enough, 45 minutes, but thanks for joining me. I'm going to get going and get into the next part of my day, and hope you guys are doing well out there. Thanks for being with me here, and I will catch up with you next time. All right. Bye for now.